Okay, what's up, team, gang, friends? Vin here. All right, it is live. Very good. Doesn't say it. All right, good. Okay, so do you have a crazy household? Do you have a crazy life going on? Do you have a crazy family? You have a lot of things going on? Are you busy? This is the precise reason why, one of the many reasons why I wanted to put together this video series. I've actually wanted to do a series like this, not very long, just about 10 years. And so I says, you know what? I'm taking my own medicine and saying, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and get started, stay started, and keep on running. So I think right now more than ever, the importance of this type of content is needed. What is network marketing? What is it all about? And I'm putting together a series. This way I can just really stay focused on different areas because we're going to be doing this every couple of days. You'll get notifications. If you want the notifications, there should be links around to get your notifications on via Messenger bot. Via Facebook Messenger bot or email or texting. So, and as we go through this series over the coming days, weeks, months, and years, what we'll do too is I'll really want to help people understand how we use systems like this. Hey, Ellen, how are you doing? So, Ellen, feel free to. Again, this is a generic network marketing training. Feel free to throw into the comments any questions you may have, as well as any comments you might want to have about, some success you may have had or some struggles you have. This is going to be a completely open forum. I'm doing it live. And another reason why I like questions is so I know what is relevant content to put out there. Are people, are you struggling with, explaining what your business is? Are you struggling? You have fear of rejection, fear of, we all do. We have a lot of fear, but when we get together as a community, that's what will create our strengths, our faith. And so faith in our business, your core beliefs, your products, your company, this industry, and yourself. Those are really the 4 core beliefs. That's in another entire training. But what I really wanted to get into today, and one of my goals, and I don't know if you know me, sometimes I want to go for 10 minutes, and sometimes I might go overboard by 3 hours. No, I'm only kidding. So just a quick backdrop is I'm a regular guy, grew up in New York, in Staten Island, New York, great family, and I got started, was always taught to get a safe, secure job with a pension and benefits. And I'm very grateful that I did that. I took my father's actually in the next room, and he made sure I took every city exam out there to ensure that I would have a safe, secure job. So I took the water department, sanitation, the fire department, the police department, correction officers, court officers, took every city exam out there. And it's something that I unequivocally encourage my children to do now. But what's happened in my generation, I'm a Gen Xer, is, and we'll go over that stuff too about the baby boomers. We have a lot of content, not today, just, one topic today I'm going to speak about, but this generation of mine, the Generation X, is the first generation to live through 2 ages, meaning the industrial age and the, born into the industrial age and now living in the digital age, information age. So it's a transition and this is why I think a lot of people will either struggle to get their message, or a lot of people also struggle to accept the message and be open to understanding why this industry of network marketing, affiliate marketing, and again, the term network marketing is something that it's like a dynamic term, meaning it always changes. Marketing always changes. So this is, a lot of these trainings will be on mindset and to understand, if it was back, 60 years ago, it would have been radio. 70 years ago, radio. Radio ads, how to get your products and services out there. It was radio. It was door knocking. It was out in the street, and a friend of mine the other night said, "You bloody your knuckles on the doors, knocking on doors." Then it might have been a television with the, with different advertising, newspaper ads, the yellow pages. Remember the yellow pages? All different types of marketing. Like, how do you get your product and services out there? So network marketing really. The simplicity is that it's really when a company chooses to take their products and services to the market without employees. It's just word of mouth marketing, and why it's so good for so many individuals. Because anyone who knows this industry who really knows it, knows that anyone who really understood it would do it. It doesn't make sense not to do it. In fact, even if you were just a consumer of a product and you were enrolled as a distributor or an affiliate or a rep or an associate, a brand partner, a lot of companies have different terms for it. But even if you were to enroll not just as a customer, but as a customer that likes the products enough, and will make an attempt at the business, that alone, even if you've never enrolled anybody, you do speak to some people about it and you never have make any headway. If you have a W-2 for your job, then it would make sense to have a home-based business. So that's just yet another reason why, but most people don't really know that because they don't teach this kind of stuff in school. So one of the things, and I was going to have my book here, some books here, but I'll speak of some of the books that really helped influence me. And again, I took all the city jobs, and I was a New York City police officer for 11 years, New York City firefighter for 10 years. I got started in network marketing, and I didn't even know it was network marketing, actually. I was pitched by a friend, and he called me up and was all of a sudden a strange individual. And I was talking about another fireman who I love. He's like a brother to me still. To this day, we speak from time to time, and actually fairly often. And he called me up, and I said, like what everyone says, I said, is that a pyramid? And I said that, and I'm like, just why would I say that? I don't even know why I said that. So that's just a little something to throw out there to understand that people say that. I personally, I really don't know why. I think it's something, some seed was planted in our minds at some point to say that. But, and we'll be going over that, not today, but like it heavily in real depth in the future. So what I do want to illustrate and keep it really simple is, when you get started in a business like this, you want to create the proper mindset. Now, let me just make sure I have the right slideshow up here. Let me click this, and let me come back to you all right? And I just want to make sure that I do, in fact, have the right slideshow. Let me click this. All right, good. All right, let me come back to you. And so hang on a sec, guys. And what I'm doing now actually on the screen, too, is another thing that I do want to teach people. I do want to teach people how to do live streaming. I want to teach people how to, use their PowerPoints, how to draw on the screen, how to, get the message out. Because like there's an old saying in this network marketing industry is that the guy in front of the room with the marker is the one that makes the money. So you want to make sure that you become that person as quick as possible. You want to make sure you become the person that shows the plan, is the leader, is the person that's making it happen, designing their own business. So network marketing, what is it? Like, what the hell is it? I think that's the title of today's show. What the hell is it? So what it really is, it's a business without any overhead. More so now than ever, it's a business that doesn't require employees. It doesn't require a buyout. There's no buyout. There's no leasing. There's no brick and mortar location. So there's no rent. There's no lease. There's no overhead. There's no expenses that come with owning or leasing somewhere. There's no electric bill. There's no phone bill. There's no heating and cooling bill with it. So you don't have to open it. There's no set hours. There aren't any of the trappings of a traditional business. Now, with that being said, there isn't a huge income that comes in right away like a traditional business might. Just want to kind of make sure that I'm never going to knock anything, really. I mean, anyone who's going for it goes for it. But the reason why so many people now, and this is such an important topic, is because people are looking for answers. And even prior to the 2020 pandemic and everything, the change of the world, people were, because of the consumer. If you're marketing a product or service, this is why there's more and more network marketing companies have popped up, is because everyone's going to the internet for answers. Whether they're looking for answers, they want information. They don't they're going to go to Google. They're going to go to Facebook. They're going to use search engines for it. They're definitely going to buy a product. They research products online, research things, and they're going to make the purchase. And they also want to get a piece of the action, because there's literally trillions of dollars right now in ad spend that's happened, that's being taken from commercials and the big companies. So people are looking to get in here. This is why my kids' age, they don't know a lot of the old school brands. If you say what's Raisin Bran, if you say what's Mattel toys, they don't know what that is. If you say what's even certain brands of cars, they don't know certain things. And so because of television, no one watches TV commercials anymore. So now's an opportunity for someone to come in and create a brand and grab a significant chunk of the marketplace. And when you have $1 trillion in play, a significant chunk could be something that can really change your life. But so let's back it up. When I got started, almost 13 years ago, I had gone to some functions, conventions, and I remember, we had 3 babies at the time. Now we have 4, and they're not babies anymore. And we all know that if you're a parent, you know that you may have babies, and everyone's telling you, oh, they get big so quickly, or they may be my kid's age, and we're the people saying to people, hey, they get big so quickly. They just do. My dad's in the next room. He's probably going to tell you the same thing, if you can hear me. So with that being said, I went to this function. We had to make. I made a commitment to my family, and so Jen and I went. I went to this function. Now we had to make a lot of sacrifices. We had 3 babies that we needed them to be watched for a few days. We needed babysitting. We needed to recruit the grandparents in, but we did make that sacrifice, and by making that sacrifice, that mindset shift from an interest to a commitment, we were able to build a 6-figure income within 6 months. And so I think that that's really important. And you can, even if, whether you've been, and this is when I first right out of the gate, we did that, when I first got started. And, but anyone could do that. And it's when you become committed. There's a word, decide. I'm not going to get into it, but if you break up that word and look at the origin of decide, when you decide, is why when you listen to like Eric Worre, he said, if you decide to become a professional, listening to this workout program, and this workout, I forgot his name off the top of my head, this guru who most people know, he gets one of the most sought out trainers in all of the world. He said, all you need to do is make a decision. So, with that, I want to let you know to make a decision. But when we went to this convention, there were tables. There was a store there that was for the convention, and most of it was books. And I was like, well, I want to know what to say when people say it's a pyramid. I want to know, how do I get people to do it? Or how do I sell more? And we had already gotten, like I said, 2 6 figures, but I still didn't understand the term network marketing. I didn't understand necessarily the business. And one of the things I really didn't understand was the difference between liabilities and assets, and passive income and residual income. So that to me was when I had to shift and I started reading Robert Kiyosaki's books. That was a big deal. So the quick training I'm going to go over here, I'm going to get right out of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad Cash Flow Quadrant. And I wanted to have these books available, but you can look them up. Go to richdad.com or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Again, it's the information age. Yet another reason why trainings like this is so important, because we've gotten away from a lot of it. We've gotten away from a lot of the hotel meetings or the Saturday trainings. And those are the trainings that have a major impact on people and also create the relationships and create the glue in teams. So that's something that's really important. Mostly it's on Zoom now. There's so many opportunities out there, and I know it too, because I've gone and I've built so many different businesses over the years that there's 2 sides of trains of thought. Stay with one business, but what do you do if no one can succeed? So then, you find other opportunities for the team. There's a lot of different thoughts on that, right? And there's a lot of different businesses out there. And then you look at, company momentum. A lot of companies have momentum for 1 or 2 years. It's just, and we'll be doing that in further trainings coming up. But so you go from thinking like, an employee or a small business owner to thinking like a network marketer. Then you go from a network marketer to thinking like an entrepreneur, right? So, but I'm going to reel it back and bring it right to something I got out of the Robert Kiyosaki's books. And let me bring it on here. So I'm going to kind of go alongside with it right here, like this and like this, all right? And let's get into it, right? So there are these boxes here. So it's very simply, and the reason I like this training is because, and I'm going to draw on the screen, is because everyone can relate to this. So we have 4 boxes. We have our income box, our expenses box, there's an asset box, and there is a liabilities box, all right? And so I'm just going to do some average kind of rounded out numbers. Most people are making about $90,000 a year. The average income, I think, it depends on where you look, but I just saw something in the U.S., about $89,000. And then 5% is taken out before taxes into a 401k. Now, your number 2 expense, your second biggest expense, your retirement funds, right? So then from there, that makes your total income, your gross would be $85,500. And if you take away about 25% in tax, it's more like 28% the average, but we'll do 25% in tax. there's your number one expense is taxes, particularly if you're W-2. And so we just accept it, and that's what it is. And then you have a total income of $64,000. You divide that by 12 months, and you're going to have what your income actually is, right? And this is the income that we use for our lifestyle for our life. So we work for that income, and that's what it is, all right? So let's move forward. We'll take away the math. We'll take away this. What most people do in this world is they go and they buy a home. They buy a home. They take a mortgage. You buy a home. They get a new car, a safe car for the family. They do acquire credit card debt. Most Americans, over 80%, have credit cards. And then there's a lot of people, not to say student loan is going to surpass credit card, or may have actually surpassed credit card debt. It's a big deal. You know it. We know it. We all know this. Like, everyone knows this, okay? So these are the things. And these things actually, excuse me, translate into, liabilities. Now, why do we call them liabilities? That when your credit report is run, this stuff shows up. So this is the stuff that shows up. I put it in the red because it's stuff that's coming out of your pocket no matter what. Right now with the pandemic and everything else, there are people that have lost their jobs, losing their businesses, or struggling. But, you can only get so many checks from the government that it's not going to cover all this stuff, right? So you have these liabilities that come in. Then you have other expenses with a home, like utilities and tuition and food and, cell phones and everything. I'm just going to say blah, blah, blah to that because if you know me and my trainings, a lot of times I do get into this. But reality is, if you're a parent, you look at this cute kid, he's really cute, right? This is the cost of raising a child over the course of 18 years as per the USDA. And that's, if you break it down into years, it's about $12,000, almost $13,000 a year. Over $1,000 a month, almost $1,100 a month. So we're going to round it up. If you have 2 kids, right, that's about $2,200 a month. So we go here and we, move these out of the way, take the $2,200, put it in there. And, listen, if most people do their math, when they do it finally, they're going to realize, what are you kidding me? My other expenses are way more than $800 a month. But that's the number. So this would be a monthly nut, would be the $5,700. That's the nut. And this is why people, become stressed out. Is because, let me go ahead and maybe draw on the screen here, is that what happens is this, okay? You have, let me go here. What happens is this. People are stressed out because this is their number. That's their monthly nut. We call it the nut, right? We've heard that. There's a monthly nut that you have. And a lot of people have about this amount of income, maybe some more. But when you have this number like this, this is when you have, both parents going to work, and that happens a lot. But then you're getting other things like childcare, and there's other expenses that come in here, and it's all of a sudden becomes a balancing act. So what's happening is people are going to a job, and where they go to work, and there's tolls and everything, whatever it is, the expenses that come with that, and they're going here to make the money, bring it here. The money's coming in, and it's going out down to liabilities, and it's going out through expenses, all right? And it's coming here and going right out through expenses. Now, if you go into Rich Dad Books, this is what it does. This is just what happens over and over and over again. So, most people, what they do, too, is they're going to go out because they're, I'm going to erase a few things, all right? They're going to go out, and then we get rid of this child care thing here. Let me go like this. Hold on. You know what? Let me erase the whole screen for a second. They go out and they get another job, and they want to do that, or they get their real estate license. But the reality is that's not an asset. All right, it's still a new income. So if they make another $2,000 a month, a lot of people, and we've done this quite a bit, is we just raise our expenses. So what happens is you're still doing the same thing here, and it's still coming out through here. And it's funny, not even funny, but because, the people that are out there on this planet telling everybody how to live their life, the elite or the rich or whatever it is, they don't play the game this way. They don't do that. They don't get a safe, secure job with pension and benefits. They don't go and they, get a 401k. They don't do that. What they do is they fill the asset column up, okay? Now, some assets, if you notice this whole time that we're doing this training so far, we didn't speak about this. Like, we still haven't spoken about this. We spoke, because most people understand income, they understand expenses and liabilities, but I'll speak for myself. They don't, because they're coming from the employee quadrant. All right. They come from this quadrant of employee that this is what they know, and myself included. I mean, I lived, this is, I was brought up, and this is my culture I was brought up into, and so most of us are, and we all do this. The same thing. We just do the same thing. Then we want to make overtime. We want to make some OT. We want to get a second job. We want to get more income. And when we get more income, a lot of times our expenses go up too. So it makes for a real challenge. And a lot of people have called it the rat race. And, people are going to this location here to service a lot of this debt here, that this was actually created out of thin air. All right, this is something that we're not going to get it into this training, but this is something that is the biggest problem. Is like, in the Bible it says the borrower will forever be a slave to the lender. So how do we get the hell out of this, right? And so there are asset classes. There are things here. All right. Now one of them is real estate. All right. Now real estate is. If you have a 2-unit, or let's just call this a 4-unit building, all right, and your principal, interest, tax, and insurance is, let's just say it's $3,000 a month. I'm sorry, let's just say it's $4,000 a month because it's a 4-unit. Let's keep it easy math, all right? Oh. All right, so you have a 4-unit here. Let's just do it all here. 4-unit here, apartment building, 4-unit building, and your pity. Principal, interest, tax, and insurance on this investment property is $4,000 a month. Okay. So what that means is you need $1,000 from each person in the home. All right. Each tenant. So now, and that's it. So now you're even, Steven. If each person pays, let's just say $1,200. So that's positive $200 per unit. You have an asset of $800 that's producing income for you. Okay. And so most sophisticated investors know that you don't take this money in and just commingle it with everything else here. What you do is you take this money in to buy another 4-unit or 2-unit, and you get into real estate. So real estate is definitely actually the end game of the number one game in the asset column is real estate investing, right? I mean, that makes sense. That's what, because it's there, right? But the issue is that is this down payment? It's money. A lot of people don't have, like, if there's a 5-unit, something for $500K, let's say that 4 units for $500,000 investment property, you're going to want to have 20% down. All right, you want to have $100,000 down. And you're going to mortgage $400,000, and that's significant. If you have again, if you're sophisticated, you understand how to do this, and this is what you're doing. You have, and most people, a lot of people want that in their asset class, and they do, and so that's considered an asset, and it's a great thing. So in other words, and in later trainings we'll get into why to take this money from a network marketing asset and actually put it into real estate. That's the smartest way to do it, right? So next is going to be, but the thing is most people don't have the $100,000 on the side. Again, if your monthly nut obligation is $5,700, I don't know, maybe it's $4,000, maybe it's $6,000, maybe whatever it may be, you have to do your numbers with the financial report like this, all right? It makes it easier to live. So why people get it, like, what is network marketing? Network marketing is not some other thing to make more money. It's just not. Is it an income? Yeah, but people don't understand. Most people, because again, they live in the quadrant of, myself included. Again, employee. Like 95% of people are an employee or a small business owner or specialist, doctor, lawyer. They own a store, they own a business, so they're a small business owner, or they're an employee. They're not system-driven or actual investors. Even the person investing in a 4-unit, you're not going to see Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank buying a 4-unit. So this investor quadrant is a little bit different, all right? So most people, this is why, network marketing is a school. is an education school to help create the proper mindset to build wealth. Wealth is measured in time, not money. Why is it measured in time and not money? Here's why it's measured in time, not money. Because you can hear this all day long. Let's use a new color, shall we? The reason it's measured in time, not money, is because this is the place that you have a job. Now, any network marketing pro or whoever says, quit your job, fire your boss, just run from that person because it's a stupid thing to say or do, right? They just don't understand that. So this isn't in any way, shape, or form to say quit a job. I just happen to retire from a job because I did over 20 years, right? So this is a job here. This is a great thing to have. I mean, I want my son just starting a new job next week. I'm all excited for him. So this is a great thing. I don't want to hear the just over broke BS bullshit. To me, if you notice that hits a nerve with me, it's just, saying that stuff to people is demeaning. And it's usually coming from some broke dick, all right? So just don't, I'm just throwing it out there. Be careful who you take your information from. But why is wealth measured in time, not money? It's because usually it's called a 40-hour work week, right? That's what it is, 40 hours a week. And you have your job, all right? It's a great thing. You have your benefits and everything else. And so you're trading time for money, this for this. And you could be a brain surgeon and, have more money per hour. But if you're not doing the time, you're not getting the money. I mean, it's just how it goes. So the reason why this is just very, very different, and it doesn't come overnight, but when people understand this, they have more incentive to understand it, and they have more tenacity, and they start to learn leadership, and they do what's required to become successful. What it really is, in a nutshell, is a digital asset. So if you're making, your number one, your first priority and goal, because let's just say you start a new network marketing business and it's, $100 a month. Let's just say it's $100 a month. Your number one goal is to make $100 a month residual. All right. So now you're even Steven. All right. Now you have this is coming in here and you want to specifically paying for this. All right. So now that's the same thing as having the 4-unit here, like we had before, and having all the tenants paying on time. All right. And they're all paying on time. They're all paying $1,000 a month, and it's paying for the mortgage. You want your business paying for itself. Goal number one is nice one here. Break even. All right. You break even. Okay. This is why, again, it's a business that doesn't have the overhead. Most businesses have the overhead. They have the thing, the lease, the employees, all the stuff. This just doesn't have that. And the reason it doesn't have that, the reason so many people take it so lightly is because there's no risk. So now, after you have your 100 a month, okay, your next goal is to actually get to, $350 a month. Because what you want to start doing is finding a way to get rid of these debts here. All right. So now you'd be breaking even on your business. Okay. You're breaking even on your business, and you're breaking even on one of the liabilities. So this $5,750 here actually goes down to $5,400. All right. So you're getting closer to being in the black. You understand? So this now is coming in. This is an asset you're building. All right. You're building an asset. Like, let's just say your next goal is to get to $1,000 a month. Okay. Now, what you want to do is, I don't know if you follow Dave Ramsey. I do. I have. He's excellent. I would get one thing at a time and pay it off and eliminate it. So once you eliminate this, let's just say you make it $1,000 a month and you eliminate this completely. All right. This goes down now, all right, to let's just call it $5,500, all right, but your income is up now another 100. So another 1,000. So you're actually at 6,344. So you want to simultaneously be decreasing this number and increasing this number. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, because now when you're doing this, you obviously have other people in your team that are profitable, whether they're making 500 or whatever. They're all units. Like they are all tenants. They're all other sub businesses within your business. Then you're looking to get rid of another one. All right. By this time maybe you're down to $5,000 a month. Okay. And this is $2,000 a month. So you're up to $7,500 a month. Well, let me go back here. Let me clear some stuff up. So you'll be up to like $7,500 a month in total income, and your nut is down to maybe $5,000 a month. So when you do this simultaneously, the tilt happens very quickly, and a lot of things start happening for you in your business. You're developing success, and then you can actually get into hyper growth where you get this to $5,000 a month. And now by this point you now paid these things off, and maybe you can even refinance this into a 15-year. The payment might go up, but the amortization schedule and the amount of interest you're paying goes down significantly. All right. And now you can kind of get this under control here. This. All right. So I just wanted to, get some content out there. I mean, we can go on with this. Let me just go to taskbar and back and back and back and back. I just want to get some stuff out here. Jimmy the Gent is on the air as well, for the team, for the gang, and for the friends, to let you know that like this time right now, like understanding these things and learning this language. If you follow like Kiyosaki or any entrepreneur, there's a certain language they speak, and speaking the language, when you make a better language. When you get your business language down, you'll be able to attract into your reality some businessmen and businesswomen, people that understand business. And right now more than ever, who isn't looking to start a business online? So you've got to get this down and understand it. And I'm going to continue the series on what is network marketing, how do you teach it, how do you learn it, how do you execute it, what is it that you do, what daily method of operation should you have. And, how, one of the things that's enormous is how do you show the plan? Like, are you showing the plan? I know like right now, everything's so automated, and I get it. There's ad tag message, there's, ATM, there's a lot of different things, but you've got to be able to actually get on the phone, people, and be able to speak a language and actually not only speak a language, but listen in a language that people have needs. They have things that they're looking to do. I spoke with a new affiliate in business. And my primary question is, what is it you want? Because again, you don't know if someone's looking to make $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month. $500 a month or $1,000 a month to someone, they'd be like, it's a waste of my time. Where they're looking to make 5 figures a month or more. And I mean, who wouldn't? Obviously, everyone wants to make 5 figures instead of 500. But that's where they are. That's where they are. My mindset was a person. I remember where I was. I was walking on King Street in Staten Island. And between Beach Road and Pacific Avenue, I was talking to a friend of mine. I just got started in business, my first network marketing business. And I said, dude, if I can make $1,800 a month, that'll be sick. Make the difference in the world for me. And remember, that was the number for some reason. That was it. And actually, I do understand why that was. And the reason that was, I was in the mortgage business at the time. And I closed these 2 home equity loans that I had forgotten. Not that I forgot that I closed, but they hit my paycheck. And one was for $1,300. I actually think it was like $1,327, and one was for $500. And I remember that month it was like found money. It was $1,800, and it made that month excellent. And I said, wow. And I was on the phone with my sponsor, who's a good old friend of mine. This is 13 years ago, almost. And I said, dude, if I can make this every month in this business, that'll be awesome. So, and now, things change, and you say we have to make that, our goal is to make that every day, right? So whatever it is, just make sure you know what it is that you want. And I think a good way to look at your goals is to, grab Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, maybe read it again, apply it, and really internalize the fact that network marketing is building an asset. It's not just making money. So you want to build that asset. I hope you got some value out of this. I'll be back. If you haven't subscribed to any of the messenger bots, make sure you do that. And I'll be putting more content out there on this very topic. And I'll see you guys at the top. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go do it. Right on.